Go!
This isn't just another video. It's a raw glimpse into a reality many people never truly
Нихуя
see.
себе, блядь!
The Ukraine-Russia war is still unfolding, affecting lives every single day. Yet footage like this often gets buried and overlooked. That's where you come in. If this video made you pause, think, or feel something, take a second to support it. Hit like and drop a comment telling where you're watching from. Those small actions send a powerful signal, helping this reach more people who need to see it. Because staying informed matters. And by engaging, you're not just watching, you're helping keep the truth visible. Somewhere along the front line, operators from the 4th Ranger Regiment of the Special Operations Forces Ukraine prepare for a mission that depends entirely on precision, timing, and control. This isn't a large-scale assault, it's a focused raid. A small special-purpose group moves into position quietly, using terrain and darkness to remain unseen. Every step is measured, every movement deliberate. They close in on an enemy-held position, reaching striking distance without revealing themselves. Then contact. The operators move fast, taking control of the situation within seconds, but instead of immediate escalation, they offer a choice, an opportunity to surrender. For a brief moment, everything holds still. The outcome hangs in the balance, but there's no response, no cooperation. The situation shifts instantly. Gunfire breaks out, short, controlled, and decisive. Within moments, the resistance is neutralized and the position is secured. But the mission doesn't end with the strike. It's about getting in and getting out without giving the enemy time to react. The team begins exfiltration immediately, moving with the same discipline and precision they entered with. Every direction is covered, every movement controlled, as they withdraw from the area before any counteraction can form. The withdrawal is executed with the same focus as the assault. No sudden movements, no loss of formation, just controlled steps back through the terrain they already mapped in their approach. Every angle is watched, every sound analyzed, because even after a successful strike, the risk never fully disappears. The team maintains discipline until distance is created and the route is clear, fatting back into the environment before the situation can shift again. In the outskirts of Kostiantynivka, the danger isn't always visible. There are no warning signs, no marked lines, just open ground that looks ordinary but isn't. Beneath the surface, and sometimes in plain sight, lie explosives dropped from above, scattered without pattern, turning familiar terrain into something unpredictable. Ukrainian sappers from the Assault Regiment Tsunami, operating as part of the Lyat Brigade, move into this environment knowing that every step matters. These are drone-dropped mines, small, irregular, and placed without logic. Roads, yards, pathways, anywhere can be dangerous. There is no safe route unless it's proven. The team advances slowly, scanning every inch of ground. Their focus is constant, searching for the smallest detail that doesn't belong, a shape, a shadow, a slight disturbance. There's no rushing here. Speed doesn't help, precision does. One mistake, one missed sign, and everything can change in an instant. One by one, devices are located, marked. Assessed, each mine is treated as a unique threat. Some are partially hidden, others clearly visible, but all require the same careful approach. The sappers prepare charges with steady hands, placing them with exact positioning before pulling back to a safe distance. Then the first controlled detonation. A sharp explosion cuts through the silence, sending dust and fragments into the air. One threat is gone, but the area is still far from safe. The process repeats: locate, prepare, detonate. Each blast removes another hidden danger, slowly transforming the ground from a lethal zone into something usable again. But even as progress is made, the tension never fades, because until every device is cleared, the risk remains. And out here, the greatest threat isn't always what you can see. It's what's waiting where you least expect it. The team keeps moving, extending the cleared zone step by step, never assuming the area ahead is safe. Every new section is treated the same way, slow, controlled, methodical. The rhythm doesn't change because consistency is what keeps them alive. Drones remain overhead, assisting with observation, helping spot anything that might be missed from the ground. Even with technology, the final responsibility still comes down to the SAPPER on the ground, making the decision, taking the step. And that's where the real pressure is, not in the explosion, but in the silence before it. Because out here, every cleared meter is earned, and every step forward still carries risk. In the area around Shcherbinivka, the battlefield changes in seconds, where survival depends on reaction, instinct, and a bit of luck. An enemy fighter moves through the contested zone, already under pressure, already exposed, with no clear path to safety. The first FPV drone comes in fast, low, and precise. A near hit forces immediate movement, breaking any sense of control. There's no time to think, only to react. Then a second drone follows, tightening the pressure even further. Another close impact lands nearby, cutting off options, forcing the target into a shrinking space with nowhere safe to go. For a brief moment, the sky goes quiet, but the danger doesn't end. Because on the ground, Ukrainian infantry are already moving in. Closing the distance, controlling the situation, they make contact at close range. With no way to escape and no time left to recover, the encounter ends quickly. The sequence shows how pressure from above and control on the ground work together. The drones disrupt, disorient, and limit movement. Then the infantry closes in to finish the engagement. It's fast, coordinated, and decisive. And even after the action ends, the area remains tense because, in a place like this, the next moment can change everything again. Across the occupied sectors, a quiet but relentless campaign is unfolding. Units from the Middle Strike of the Special Operations Forces Ukraine are operating with precision, working alongside resistance elements embedded deep within these territories. This isn't a single operation, it's a continuous effort, built on timing, coordination, and intelligence gathered from multiple sources. These strikes are not random, they are deliberate, planned to hit where the impact spreads the farthest. Instead of focusing only on frontline engagements, the effort shifts deeper, targeting the systems that hold everything together. Logistics hubs, supply routes, command and observation posts, the structures that allow forces to move, communicate, and sustain operations over time. And when those systems are hit, the effects don't stay local, they ripple outward. A disrupted supply chain means delayed equipment, limited resources, and slower movement. A damaged command post means broken communication, delayed decisions, and confusion across units that rely on clear direction. Each strike creates pressure, not just at the point of impact, but across the entire structure. Over the past few days, multiple successful hits have been carried out. Each one adds to a growing pattern, one that weakens coordination, reduces effectiveness, and forces constant adaptation. The enemy is pushed into a reactive state, responding to disruptions instead of executing plans. That's where the real shift happens, not in a single explosion, but in the accumulation, strike after strike, disruption after disruption, until the system begins to lose its balance. Because when logistics falter and command structures are shaken, even the strongest positions begin to feel the strain. Units at the front may not see the strike itself, but they feel the consequences, delays, gaps, uncertainty. And as this pressure continues to build, it becomes harder and harder to maintain control, and that growing pressure doesn't stay hidden for long. At the operational level, the strain begins to show in subtle ways at first. Slower responses, mistimings, gaps between actions that used to be seamless. Units that once moved in coordination now hesitate, waiting for confirmation that never comes on time. What was once structured begins to feel uncertain. And uncertainty on a battlefield spreads fast. Logistics disruptions begin to compound. Fuel doesn't arrive when expected. Supplies are delayed. Equipment sits idle longer than it should. Small problems begin stacking into larger ones, creating friction at every level. Movement becomes cautious, not by choice, but by necessity. At the same time, command disruptions cut even deeper. Without stable coordination points, information becomes fragmented. Reports arrive incomplete. Orders lose clarity. Decisions are made with less certainty, and that hesitation filters down through every layer. The further it spreads, the harder it becomes to regain control, and that's the key. This isn't about a single decisive strike, it's about sustained disruption. A continuous cycle that keeps pressure on the system, never allowing it to fully recover. Just as one area begins to stabilize, another is hit, forcing attention to shift, resources to stretch, and priorities to change. The result is a battlefield that never settles, always adjusting, always reacting, never fully in control. And as this pattern continues, the balance slowly begins to tilt, not through one moment, but through many, building towards something that becomes harder to stop with each passing day.